Boom! We're live. How are you guys doing? This is Adam McKola TV's MUFC transfer talk. Hope all you guys are doing well. This is MUFC transfer talk number 25. As you can see, the title is Mourinho against Ed Woodward. In the press today, we've heard a few times, here, there, everywhere, that Manchester United are in for Morata, we're in for Perisic, we're in for this guy, we're in for that guy. We've heard so many rumours over the last couple of weeks, but we've only had one confirmed deal, that being Victor Lindelof. At the same time, we've released two players in Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Josh Harrop, and we've not sold anybody else. It's been a quiet transfer window from Manchester United so far, despite all of the rumours. And because of this, the BBC are today reporting, now we spoke about this a little bit yesterday, but the BBC are today reporting that Man United manager Jose Mourinho is unimpressed by the club's lack of summer transfer dealings after United's Europa League final win against Ajax on the 24th of May. Mourinho said he had given Ed Woodward a list of transfer targets. Senior United figures spoke privately about signing 3 or 4 players. Most of us expected 3 or 4 players. With Lindelof being signed, we expected 2 or 3 more. Most of us have done that. I'm being one of them as well. There could be developments later this week, but so far, only one signing has come in. That is 22-year-old defender Victor Lindelof. It's understood Mourinho wants at least one forward to compensate for the loss of Zlatan, as well as a holding midfield player. What else? Another potential target is thought to be Lukaku's more interested in Chelsea. It goes on to say, it goes on to talk about Morata to United. And basically, Jose Mourinho being upset with the lack of movement, the lack of activity, the lack of transfers in by Manchester United. He expected more to have been done by now. I think most of us are the same. I know I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, be patient. And I still am being patient because the trip to America is still a week away. So we've got the rest of this week to get a few deals done. That can happen, of course. We've heard talks about Morata, Perisic, and other players being talked about for a long, long time. And we'll speak about Morata a little bit later on today. We've got the daily ALVARO Morata, as Sport Witness are calling it at the moment, because there seems to be new news about ALVARO Morata every single day. But what I want to gauge at the moment is what you guys are thinking in regards to this Mourinho versus Ed Woodward situation. How are you guys feeling about this now? Get your comments in below. I'm going to read out some of your comments now as well. And make sure you hit the like button. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already as well. We're closing in on 35k now. And the target is 40k by the beginning of the new Premier League campaign. So please help us reach that target by, of course, hitting the like button. So, how are you guys thinking about this Mourinho versus Woodward situation? Seydu says, how much have I missed? You haven't missed much, mate. We've been live for 3.5 minutes. And I've just been discussing the article that's on BBC at the moment in relation to Mourinho and Woodward. And you can get the gist of it. Mourinho is upset because of the lack of business being done by Manchester United. So, what are you guys thinking about that? Malvin says, what did I miss? You two didn't miss much, mate. You're 4 minutes into the stream at the moment, so you haven't missed an awful lot. Akeem says, McDiet Cola. That's an interest. That's a new one. I've not heard that one before. Mustafa says, David Gill or Ed Woodward. Obviously, David Gill was more experienced in his role. He's more of a football man as well. And he obviously helped Sir Alex Ferguson an awful lot. And we could have done with him still at the club when Sir Alex Ferguson did leave. But I have to say, Ed Woodward, yeah, he did okay last summer. He didn't perform greatly before that, but he was inexperienced in his role. Should we have someone that's inexperienced in that role at Man United? Probably not. But at the same time, there's a reason he is in that position. He's not a stupid guy, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'm saying about. Of course, David Gill was better in his role, but David Gill also pissed me off a little bit. Do you remember what he said about debt being the road to ruins? And then, of course, siding with the Glazers. That didn't do him too many favours. Hello from Australia, says Joel. Hope you're doing well. Kieran says Nangalan being reported to linked to United again. Guled says, fuck Ed Woodward today. He's not mincing his feelings at all. Xavi says, be patient. Mustafa said we had a similar palaver when Moisey came. Don't remind me of that summer, mate. Gerard says, be honest, Morata or Lacazette. I'd have to say, being honest, Morata as well. I think Lacazette is a very good signing for Arsenal, and I think if they get Lacazette and Mahrez, then they've done some very good business already this transfer window. But if they lose Alexis Sanchez, then I think that pretty much cancels itself out. If they're adding on to keeping Alexis Sanchez, then I think they would have had a good summer. But let's see what happens with Alexis Sanchez. It does look like he's going to leave Arsenal, and if that happens, then they have obviously taken another step back. Kane or Lukaku, who would suit United most? Says Sewa. I think Harry Kane, but Romelu Lukaku is a good player as well. Davishka is watching in South Africa. 27th is the earliest. Be patient. Earliest for what, mate? Ed Woodward should do his job and get those deals done ASAP, says Man United. God, Fabinho is tenacious, says Fortune. This is our season, says Mr. Ramal. Feeling good about Fabinho, says Argut. He's obviously gone all very, very quiet on the Fabinho front recently. Korean British says Sanchez to Manchester United. I can't see that one coming. Alexis Sanchez or Renato Sanchez. BMW Racing says, would I take Sanchez? Of course I would. He's a fantastic player. And being able to sign a player that would in turn walk out on Arsenal would be even better. Remember the reactions when we signed Robin Van Persie. And I do think if United were to sign Alexis Sanchez, it could be the kind of move that would inspire a league-winning season. But I don't think we'd get him. I don't think we'll get him, and we'll have to inspire a league-winning season in another way. Chris Buxton says Fabinho or Matic. I've already made my opinion on this one well known. I would, of course, prefer Fabinho, but I do think Matic is a very good player as well. If we got him, there are benefits to getting Matic that you wouldn't get with Fabinho. There are, of course, benefits to Fabinho that you wouldn't get with Matic as well. Nangalan looks interesting, says Argut. Austin says we need Fabinho. Daniel's opinion says review the new kit. Now the home kit, I absolutely love that. I think it's meant nice and simple. I like the little colour thing that's going on as well. But I do prefer the away kit with the retro black design. I think that's a fantastic kit. And if I did still buy kits, I would definitely be buying that one. We've got over 600 people in the live stream at the moment. Thank you all for joining us. Almost 100 likes at the minute as well. So let's see if we can get over 100, maybe 200, 300 likes in the next couple of minutes. Let's see what happens. Angelo says Rooney holding the club to ransom, and he laughs about that. So I'm guessing he's not a Manchester United fan. But how do we feel about that Wayne Rooney situation with him being at the club, with him not really moving? We know he's not moving because of his wages at the moment. We know his wages aren't going to be bettered by many other clubs. Big teams aren't going to be coming in for him. It's going to be the likes of Everton, LA Galaxy, the Chinese clubs, etc. Of course, the Chinese clubs can match whatever United can pay him, but are they going to come in for him? And if they do, is Wayne Rooney going to leave? That's an interesting one. I don't think he would go to China. So then you're looking at England and America, or anywhere else in Europe. I don't think other European clubs will come in for him. Italy, Germany, Spain, etc. And then you're looking at America and Everton. Now, Everton have been linked with Wayne Rooney in the last couple of days, and I think that would be a good move for him and for Man United. Of course, Wayne Rooney going back to Everton, where he's adored, where who's he supports. It's his boyhood club, and it would be a good move for him, good move for them, particularly with them about to lose Romelu Lukaku. But I do think Wayne Rooney needs to leave Manchester United now. I don't think he should be sticking around when he's no longer first choice. He's not going to sit on the bench. He's not going to be happy with sitting on the bench. I think Wayne Rooney should leave Manchester United. That's a simple case. That's not me being mean or being moody or angry towards Wayne Rooney, but I think it's the best for club and player that he leaves now. Will Romero stay, says Nadeem Khan. I think that all counts on David De Gea's situation. If David De Gea stays, then I think we should let Sergio Romero go, because he deserves to be number one for a team. So I do think he should go. Man United God says he does think that Morata deal will be done by Thursday, and we will come on to that a little bit later. Ridgel says Rashford is a future legend. I hope so, mate. I really do hope so. And we got DJ Dovler watching in Canada. I asked for your opinions on Ed Woodward versus Jose Mourinho. Most of you, as you can see by the questions I've been answering, none of you have really been talking about that. We've got Karen asking for my opinion on Andreas Pereira. I think he's a fantastically talented player and great potential. Sure, he'll be a very good player in the future. I just hope that's at Man United. I hope he gets the opportunities. Daniel says Romero's good enough to be our number one, but not when you've got David De Gea at the club, and I hope David De Gea does stay. I believe Mourinho is frustrated, but not with Woodward. We can't be held to ransom by clubs. We have to make a stand. Do you agree, says Dave? I totally agree with what you're saying there, mate. I think it's a valid point as well. Whilst a lot of us will be sitting at home saying, come on United, just cough up the money, pay the money. Manchester United have to think of it from a business perspective as well. And if we sign ALVARO Morata, or we sign Fabinho, or we sign Matic or whoever, they aren't going to be our only piece of business. So if we go in there waving our dicks about paying whatever clubs demand, then that sets a bad precedent for the rest of the summer. Other teams will be calling for more money for players that they probably shouldn't be calling for. So it's a dangerous game, but of course we don't want to miss out on these players as well, and we want to have these players in with the squad for pre-season training. If getting them in with the squad this month, like if getting them into the squad 4 weeks earlier will cost us an extra 5 million, then I really think it's worth us doing, because it's vital that we have all of our squad together at pre-season, getting a good pre-season together, getting that training together, letting the new players bed into the squad, getting that camaraderie together, letting Jose Mourinho see different options in a training field as well, because that's vitally important too. You don't want to be trying things out for fresh when we're in the Premier League first game of the season, do we? We don't want that to be happening. Mark says Mourinho's putting his trust in Ed Woodward, but soon he'll be pissed. Sorry, mate. The comments are moving very quickly. Someone else said Woodward is a good businessman and he's just trying to get the best deal for the club. Really disappointing we haven't got more in for the tour, says Daniel. We've still got a couple of days to go to get that done. Do you think Mahrez would have fitted in with our squad, says Rowan. We've got Mkhitaryan who plays wide right, would be first choice. We've got Marshall that plays wide left, would be first choice. We've got Mata, Lingard, other players that fit into those teams. Now, I'm not saying, Mahrez is probably better than Lingard, Mata, wide right. But he's not guaranteed to start at Manchester United, and I think he would be guaranteed to start at Arsenal. And that's probably why he'd been looking to move there. Alex Ferguson with a great comment. Do you think Woodward is a good chairman, says FAI, Fai, or Faye. I think he does very good parts of his job, and the reason he's in his job is because commercially he's very successful. He gets so much money from Manchester United in commercial and sponsorship deals. Manchester United have sponsors falling out of their arseholes. We've got more sponsors than I don't know what at this moment in time, and we've got a crazy amount of sponsors, and it's the reason the club are so successful off the pitch. When you look at us being the Forbes #1 football club in the world, ahead of Real Madrid and Barcelona for the first time in I think it's 5-6 years, then Ed Woodward and the Glazers will be looking at, look, Ed Woodward's done a successful job there, but it's football inside of things where Ed Woodward has to improve in his negotiation, in getting deals over the line, and getting the business done quickly but efficiently as well. Now, of course, we don't see the inside of things. We don't see the way negotiations go. We don't see any of that. So it's difficult for us to comment as well. We only hear from what rumours are happening, and when rumours that moves fall down, and rumours that moves fall through and stuff like that. Sorry, my teeth are falling out there. When you hear all these rumours, it's easy to make an impression, but half of these rumours aren't true. He's a CEO, as Arvid puts correctly. Sponsors don't win you titles, says Nadeem Khan correctly. Jack Brown, it's obvious what a decision that is to make, mate. Stay here. Callum says, just joined, what have I missed? So we're just talking about at the moment Ed Woodward versus Jose Mourinho. Now, obviously, this has been documented in the press. The BBC have even jumped on it recently as well, which is why I'm talking about it here today. And they're reporting Mourinho is upset with only having one signing done. But obviously, we do hear rumours that other deals are edging closer. But will they be done in time for pre-season? Hope so. I really do hope so. We've got over 700 people in here at the moment. We are going to change topics now and move on to ALVARO Morata, which is a topic that's come up and reared its head so many times in MUFC transfer talk number 25. I think the first one was about ALVARO Morata, and we're still talking about him now. He's not been signed up just yet. So we're going to keep pushing on. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well. Make sure you subscribe. Can we hit 40,000 subscribers by the start of the new Premier League campaign? Let's hope so. So moving on now to the Daily. ALVARO Morata, as Sport Witness are calling it. And that's where you can find it on sportwitness.co.uk. So go and check that out. Now, there's obviously been an absence of Alvaro Morata news in the last couple of days, but yesterday we saw pictures of it. We saw confirmed action happening with this move, and we saw Alvaro Morata's agent and his father at Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu for a discussion with the club about this potential transfer. Is this transfer going to happen or not? Is it going down? It seemed like Alvaro Morata's camp were trying to get that deal over the line quicker. They want this deal done. Morata wants to go on pre-season with Manchester United. That's what they're saying at the moment. Now, I know a lot of you guys are bored of this deal, but these are actual developments that are happening at the moment, and they seem like insignificant developments. They seem like developments that we have heard once or twice before, but they do seem like they have some weight to them now because of that meeting that obviously took place yesterday. Now, AS are saying that United are going to put an important offer forward in the coming hours, which is obviously great news for us, because that means if that offer is accepted, this move will really speed up, and that's what we need to happen at this moment in time. We need this move over the line before pre-season training begins, because our new number 9, look, we can talk about, okay, we need a central defensive midfielder, we need maybe cover at the back a little bit, we need a striker to replace Zlatan. I think replacing Zlatan, now that we've got that centre-half signing done in Victor Lindelof, replacing Zlatan is the key area in that team now. Morata's not like for like Zlatan, but we need to replace Zlatan in the team, and Morata will be that signing. So getting Morata through the door is the main one. If we can get that done this week, I'll be really pleased with that, because if he's on that plane out to America with the squad, or he's joining up at least in time for the second game, absolutely amazing, because we need him playing with this squad from start. We need him playing with this squad from now. We need him getting bedded into this team, and I'm really excited by this Alvaro Morata signing. I haven't been really enthusiastic about it. I'm positive about it. Look, like I've said a few times before, if you would have told me we're signing Alvaro Morata at the beginning of the summer, I would have said maybe I'd take him over Alvaro Morata. But I think Alvaro Morata could be a very good signing for Manchester United. Fantastic footballer, either running towards goal or with his back to goal. Can play a little bit deeper, can also stretch the defence as well. He doesn't rely on us playing that similar football to what we played with under Zlatan, although he can play in that style too. And I'm just really looking forward to watching him link up with Paul Pogba. I spoke with United Rantcast a few weeks ago, and I mentioned this on Full Time Devils as well. It's just a theory, but I was thinking, like, when the Antoine Griezmann move fell through, and Antoine Griezmann was somebody that Paul Pogba got along with very well and was looking forward to joining the club. When Zlatan Ibrahimovic, when that seemed pretty sure that Zlatan Ibrahimovic wasn't going to stay at Manchester United, and he was someone too that was very close with Paul Pogba. We saw their relationship on the pitch was absolutely fantastic. And when you see those two things, could it have been a case that Jose Mourinho was gone to Paul Pogba and said, yo, what do you think about Alvaro Morata? Because we know Paul Pogba in the past has played with him at Juventus, linked up pretty well with him. His goals to starts ratio for both Juventus and Real Madrid is absolutely fantastic. And it could have been a case that this is someone that Pogba will get along with very well. We saw the amount of chances that Paul Pogba created last season that weren't converted. And if we can get converting the chances that he creates, Manchester United will be scoring bags of goals next season. Morata seems so calm when he plays as DJ Doubler. And Mahid says that he loves my beard. Thank you for all of your comments. We're over 700 people in the house now. Thank you very much. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and please, of course, comment as well. Let's get involved in this debate. Jo says, I don't think Jose says yo. Good shout, mate. I don't think he says yo either. Adam, if we can't get Morata, who else should we go for? I genuinely haven't thought about that. I think Morata wants this move so much that it will happen, because it's not like he's happy to sit at Real Madrid with a World Cup coming up next year, with the potential of playing in a World Cup for Spain and not being a starter at Real Madrid. I don't think he's prepared to risk that, and I think he will want this move to be guaranteed first team football, which he's going to get at Man United. So I haven't really thought of any alternatives. Of course, Lukaku comes into my head, but that's a complete different alternative. He's nothing like Alvaro Morata. So it's an interesting one. I'm not too sure. Mangashu says hi from Wadia. Hi mate, how you doing? Salah greater than Mkhitaryan. Saeed, have a fucking day off, will you, mate? More than Morata, I think Martial, Rashford, Mkhitaryan have to chip in 10 plus goals, says Abu. I totally agree with you, mate. That's something that I've said before as well. To see Alvaro Morata score 25, 30 goals in his first season for Manchester United would be, obviously it would be great. It is possible, but I think it's unlikely. So then you have to look at other areas in the team. Martial, Rashford, Mata, Pogba, even Herrera, chipping in with more goals. We need more goals from other areas of this team. Bailey, Lindelof at set pieces. Can our set pieces improve? We need more goals from these areas in the team. So we need to do that. DJ Douglas says, do I rate Aubameyang? I do rate him. He's a good player. Do I want us to sign him? I'm not really asked if we don't, to be totally honest. Noah says he bought the new kit today. Did you get a name on the back of your kit, mate? Where the police at, says Ridgel. No police today, fortunately. Best first season ever, says Nadeem. Anything regarding Nangolan? Nothing regarding Nangolan today. Morata is a panic buy, says Paul. A panic buy that we've been trying to sign since June. Really? Really? That's a panic buy. If that's a panic buy, I would hate to see us actually panicking, because that's nowhere near a panic buy. Surely a panic buy is something that happens on the last day of the window. JF7 saying pineapple on pizza is bad. No, it's not, mate. Pineapple on pizza is good. It should be allowed. It happens. There's no police sirens yet, Malvin. What's happening to Chris Smalling, says Angelo. I think Chris Smalling's going to get sold, you know. I don't think Chris Smalling will be around for next season. I really don't. I think it relies on Man United getting more business done. I don't think Jose Mourinho would want to be left short at the back. You've also got to look at Rojo's injuries, Jones's injuries. Can we rely on those two? But if Jose Mourinho feels that he can, then it could be the end of Chrissy Smalling. Adam Suresh says he's fed up with this window. Not quite a panic buy, says Callista. Agreed. Fellaini is probably our greatest signing in the last 4 years. I disagree with that. Bradley says yes, Adam, rate that. Al Johansson says pineapple and pizza is awesome. You don't know, mate. Mangashu agrees. Why is Ashley Young still at United? It's because, every single manager can rely on him. He's not a player that throws his toys out of the pram if he's not starting for Manchester United, and I think that's because he knows his value and his place in the squad, all due respect to him. And he doesn't throw his toys out of the pram. Whether you ask him to play right back, left wing, right wing, centre mid, centre attacking mid, up top, wherever you ask this guy to play, he will play and he will put in a shift for you. That's why he's still at Manchester United. That's why these players are still there, because managers could rely on them to do a job and do the job they are asked of them. Players and managers that work tactically, they love people like Fellaini, Lingard, Ashley Young, because they do what they're told. And when they're not included in the starting lineup, they're not kicking up a fuss, they're not moaning, they're not on social media bitching, they're not doing all that stuff. Jocka2 says, Sal Marshall, what the fuck, mate? No, give Timbo a chance, says Thomas. I do agree with that. Calista says, too much dead wood on the payroll. And Jordan says, first time he's caught me live. Thank you very much, Jordan. Thank you for getting involved in the live stream. Ronan says, I'm a bit late. You are a bit late, mate. 24 minutes late to be in fact. But, to be exact rather. But it's all good. You can scroll back later on today. Chris Aiden, yo, how you doing? Dab says, Rookwick, I will not dab. I will never dab. I don't even know how to dab, but it's not happening. Quite late. What did I miss, says Jay. So we've just been talking about today whether you guys, because in the BBC today we've been hearing about how Ed Woodward and Jose Mourinho are at loggerheads because Jose Mourinho expected more business to be done. Ed Woodward's been showing up in places like New Zealand watching the rugby. What the hell's he doing out there when we've got transfer business that needs done? And Jose Mourinho's fed up that we've only signed Victor Lindelof. He wanted more business done before we travel to America for the pre-season tour. We travel to America for the pre-season tour on Sunday or Monday. So we've got that amount of time to get some more deals done. I think it's vital that we get this Morata deal done before then. We need Morata involved with the squad as soon as possible. And we've also been talking about that as well. In AS in Spain, they've been saying about how Manchester United will lodge an important offer in the coming hours. And there could be an agreement in the next 72 hours. That's what we heard yesterday. Following the meeting at the Bernabeu with his father and agent and the club. So it looks like that meeting could have smoothed things over a little bit and made this deal a little bit closer. Afterling, how you doing? Druv, how you doing? Morata is too calm to fill Zlatan's position. Mate, do you remember when Roy Keane left? You might not, you might be too young to remember that. But I remember when Roy Keane left. And when Roy Keane left, we signed Michael Carrick to replace him. Don't know if you know who Michael Carrick is. He didn't have a bad career after that. And we signed Michael Carrick to replace Roy Keane. And I remember thinking, how can this guy replace Roy Keane? I admired his footballing qualities and his footballing abilities. But I just thought, how will this work? And the facts are, you can make replacements in the squad. They don't have to be like for like. They can change the team in a different way. And I think without Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we showed glimpses last season. Whilst we did miss him, we missed his goals, we missed his influence. I'm not going to deny that. And I'll miss him at Old Trafford next season because I loved him. I felt when we were without him, when we were without him, the football looked a little bit better. And I think the football will be good next season with Morata. Is a very good footballer. Keane wasn't great by then, says Daniel. He wasn't great by then, no, but people still thought, what's going on when we replaced him. Utkar says, what's going on with Perisic? And the last I read on this, that Manchester United were preparing another bid for Perisic. It's funny because all these newspapers say the same thing, that Manchester United have informed Inter Milan that they will make another bid, but they've not told them when that's going to be. So they're going to just delay it out a little bit. McKola says, you're still with that channel? What do you mean that channel? Full Time Devils? Of course I'm with. Of course I'm still with the channel. Troops love me. Any message for him, says Raheem. Troops, as in Troops. Troops is quality, man. Troops is sound. Chat to Troops every now and then. Sean McCambridge says, am I going to America? I'm hoping to get to at least a game out there, mate. I'm hoping it's the one in LA. No problem, Mangashu. Our debt is the highest in the world. How much can we still spend? I think you'll find Apple's debt's one of the highest in the world as well, but they still have no problem functioning as a business. Manchester United function very well as a business, and we will continue to reduce our debt very, very slowly, but we'll continue to make money as well as a business, as you've seen we do every single time. We're valued the most valuable club in world football. Let that sink in for you. The debt doesn't really matter. Chris, I heard that as well. Michael Keane snubbed us. Michael Keane would walk over broken glass and shit barefoot to play for Man United again. But he couldn't have been guaranteed first team football. Those are the facts. That's why he left Man United to get first team football. He's not going to come back to Manchester United. If he doesn't get first team football. Thoughts on Januzaj and Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, says Dalton. I think I'm disappointed with Januzaj a little bit. Disappointed with the way he was on his loan. I mean, I know Sunderland got relegated, but Pereira played for Granada, who got relegated and still did very well. And I just think Januzaj could have applied himself a little bit better over the last couple of months. But having said that, I think Cameron Borthwick-Jackson may still have a little chance. With Luke Shaw not definitely cementing his place down at left back, although I hope he does because he's fantastic potentially. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson could have a chance there. What happened was at the end of last season, when Cameron Borthwick-Jackson returned from his loan deal at Wolves, because the loan deal hadn't officially ended yet, he just came back to train with the club. He couldn't be included in the first team squads. That's why he wasn't included towards the end of the season or in that Palace game, because we couldn't register him as a player. That's why he could only play in the under-23s. So that was the situation with Cameron Borthwick-Jackson at the end of last season. With no quotes, Adam, how did I know Jose is upset, says Supreme. Well, what I would say is, mate, that is Duncan Castles also reported this as well. And when Duncan Castles reports things, he's usually a mouthpiece for Jose Mourinho. We saw it when he was at Chelsea. He used to get Chelsea stories spot on. And since then, he's got some Manchester United stories spot on as well. And it looks like he's been a mouthpiece for either Jorge Mendes or or Jose Mourinho yet again. It could be just that to tell Manchester United and tell Ed Woodward to get your deals sorted ASAP. Karma says, why am I going live same time as that other channel? Because I can do what I want. I go live when I want. If you want to watch that, watch that. If you want to watch me, watch me. I know what I'd rather do. Fed up of these seagulls now, says Cantona's collar. That might be my favourite comment on YouTube ever. Do you think James Rodriguez is a perfect fit for us, says Ruben? I think he'd be a good player for us. I think he'd be quality in the Premier League. But do I think we'll sign him? I don't think he's one of our priority signings, no. Maybe if we sell a player or two, or I don't know, United get to the end of the season or get to the end of the window, there's a few weeks left, he's still available, United have got funds, we've got all our business done, might make a move for him, but I can't see us making him one of our priority signings. And also, what you got to wonder is, A, what happens with Wayne Rooney, because if Wayne Rooney stays, disappointing. Poor Scholes, of course, I hear you all the time. And secondly, if Antoine Griezmann is still planning on coming to Manchester United next season and United are planning on getting him in next season, then, then why would we sign another number 10? It doesn't make sense. Daniel says, luck to Adam McKola TV. A few of you have said that as well. And I do have to thank you guys. I absolutely adore you. Nick, Sika, Jardy, Ronan, Gaz, Abu, all yous lot. Thank you very much. I love you all, man. I love all 707 of you that are in at the minute. So please hit that like button, subscribe and share as well. The target is obviously 40k by the beginning of the new campaign, Premier League campaign. Can we do it? We're edging closer to the start of pre-season now. Really looking forward to a little bit of football coming back again. Josh says it's a no contest. You know that, mate. No contest like McGregor. Mayweather's going to be in Mayweather's favour, obviously. Announce Schneider, says Gavin Keane. Snyder's one that's never going to go away, is it, until he retires? Don't need a CDM when Blink can play there, says Nadeem. Good shout. I would love to see that happen, but I don't think it is. Jonathan De Vries is back in the house. How you doing, mate? FTD for life, said someone. Sorry, that moved very quickly. Indian Red Devils there. Ronak's there. Paul Scholes is my favourite United of all time, says Manuel. Good shout. Jones or Smalling, who should leave? Somebody asked, but it moved too quickly. Jones or Smalling, Jones or Smalling, Jones or Smalling, who should leave? Smalling. It's very close. Hi guys, please refresh the stream if you haven't already, because obviously I'm back again. I've lost about 300 of you, but I do apologise for those slight delays. Obviously, I was in the middle of talking about Jones or Chris Smalling. Who would I rather have at Manchester United next season? Jones or Chris Smalling? Jones or Chris Smalling? Who would I rather have at Manchester United next season? And I'd have to say Phil Jones, if we could rely on him being fit. If Phil Jones stays fit for Manchester United, then I would rather he be at Manchester United next season. But it's always that doubt over his fitness. Is he going to stay? Ack Gaming says, I'm late. I've just arrived, mate. We've been on for about 35 minutes now. We've had a little delay in between them, but we are back now. There's been no police today. Ronak JSF says, announced Frimpong. Unfortunately, Frimpong's not coming this summer, but maybe next transfer window. Smalling is better than Jones, in my opinion, says somebody else. Sorry, it's moving very, very quickly. We've got back to 466 of you now. So some of you all have returned. Thank you very much. My thoughts on Nangolan, says Chris. I like Nangolan. I think he's a quality player. I think he would really, really suit the Premier League. I've been impressed with him whenever I've watched him for Roma. And I think he would allow Pogba and Herrera to do the other stuff in front of him. But do I think we'll sign him? I'm not too sure. It looks like Fabinho Matic may be ahead of him in the transfer market, in the pecking order. Whether you agree with that or not, I'm not too sure, but that's what's happening. Will you do any match day vlogs next season? Somebody asks. I'm going to start adding more layers to this channel now. Like I said, I want to hit 40,000 subscribers by the beginning of the new Premier League campaign. I want to add more features to this. We've had this daily live feature, which will continue doing daily live stuff during the season as well. It just won't be about transfers. It'll be about different stuff every single day. Maybe like on a Monday I'll do a live wrap up of the weekend's action. Maybe on a Tuesday I'll do something else. So you'll get the drill. We'll have previews live, all that good stuff. So Make sure you keep it locked here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We've got so much more coming your way. And today's stream is all about Ed Woodward versus Jose Mourinho. The BBC are reporting Mourinho's upset with Woodward's lack of movement in the transfer market, with his lack of success so far, with us only getting Victor Lindelof signed up. Manchester United have only done that bit of business, and Jose Mourinho is deemed to be upset with that. But, of course, the news in Spain is that he could be happy this week because ALVARO Morata is very, very close to getting that deal over the line. We've heard similar stories for a while now, but hopefully it gets done very soon. Jim says, why not half and half scarves, Adam? I just never I wouldn't buy a scarf that had half United and half Liverpool on it, or half anyone else. I just wouldn't do that. What number should Lindelof get? What number did he wear for Benfica? Was it 14? Lingard wears that now, doesn't he? So I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. There's a number 5. Who wears number 5? Rojo. Number 6 is Pogba. Not sure at all. Could be number 12 if Smalling leaves. BBC are just ABUs. 15, 14. Yo, what's up, Holstoy? Hope you're well, mate. Milan Rock says 15. Why don't I buy shirts, says Regatar. I just never have, mate. If I get them as presents, I'll wear them when I play football and stuff. But apart from that, I don't really wear them, so I don't buy them. I'm going to buy one for my little brother, but apart from that, I'm not going to buy them. But guys, that has been it from me now on today's MUFC transfer talk. We've still got over 500 of you in at the moment, so thank you very much. If you've enjoyed this live stream, despite the technical difficulties towards the end, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already as well. We're going for that 40k by the beginning of the Premier League campaign, so we got about 6 weeks now. And get your comments in on all the things we've been discussing today. Mourinho versus Ed Woodward. Wassim, you're a prick. Don't worry about that. I'll see these comments. Mourinho versus Ed Woodward. Morata signing for Manchester United. Will that be done this week? And of course, everything else we discussed too. Till then, guys, I'll see you tomorrow live at 8 p.m. UK time. Till now, I'm out of here.